Here we go, best video you'll watch today. So this is going to be a more of an optimized run from me, Battleground Mars Solo GM on a Prismatic Warlock. I'm going to speed up the footage just for the cap points, specifically for B and C, and then after that we go to normal viewing, alright? Just because this section's really slow and it's annoying to watch, if you know what I'm saying. Right, this is how you do it. Cap point C by destroying the debris and do not kill one single ad. If you kill any ad at all, you will get taken enemies spawning, and you cannot cap point C. Cap point B after shortly C is done. Shortly after the VIP boss spawns in, he's called the Warmonger Knight. Alright, now DPS him a little bit, do a bit of damage to him and let him run away. Once that's done, now you need to get B debris off. Use your weapons to do that from here. You need to do it from here. Right, now you're going to specifically kill the two ads that spawn on cap point B. If one of them hides, which they will, go and push up and kill them. And then run away. Now what's happened on my run is that Wishender scammed me. It killed more ads than what I wanted it to because of its throughput. See that extra acolyte kill I get there? Boom, I get the 2 extra champs. Right, so that might happen with Wishender. So Wishender scammed me there, but that's fine. We'll kill the champs. I'm not resetting the run. I couldn't give a toss about times. We'll just kill him. We'll do the GM as it's presented, and I'll kill the extra champs. What I will say is, just be really careful on the ads that you kill. You should only kill the 2 ads on the cap point, which that's what I was doing. It's just Wishender does that explosive area damage, doesn't it? And it's killed it 1 extra. So basically, 1 extra acolyte has caused 2 extra champs to spawn in. Look at what's this piggybacking going on? What is this? Trying to stun this champ. What is he doing? He's sitting on top of that champ. Honestly, right, this week, these last 2 weeks, since Hypernet came out, these are the most wild AI times I've ever had in D2. The amount of teleporting ads has increased more than usual. If it wasn't already bad, it's now worse. Unstoppable champions are now doing it. If they teleport on top of you, they will kill you. There's actually no way to avoid it. So be very careful. Well, you can't be careful. It's a trip to orbit. At the go scan point, the unstop has a chance to teleport on top of you. Just, it is what it is, right? We are where we are with the game. There's all sorts of crazy things happened to me, honestly, like, since Hypernet. I mean, look, take last week, for example. I emoted in a dog, and all the ads de-aggroed. Did anyone see that a few days ago? You know the emote trick, where you can emote in a wall and it de-aggroes the ads? Well, I done that in a dog. Can you imagine this? In a Cabal Beast dog, emoted in him by accident, and all the ads forgot where I was. Crazy times. It really, really is crazy times. You know, I have a theory on why it's like this, but I'll maybe talk about that when we have chance, because right now we've got to commentate on this bit. VIP target will come into picture. Look, so DPS him from here. Don't go anywhere else to DPS him. Just DPS here. The reason being is because it's just a lot easier for you. You're not going to get hit as much. Alright, let's talk about weapons a little bit. I'm using Wishender, Iterative Loop, Arc Fusion, and Retrofit Escapade. These weapons are fantastic in this. Wishender's good. It's not S+. It's probably, I would give it an A tier, Wishender. Wishender still holds up in 2025. It's an amazing gun. It's an amazing bow. But the superior weapon is Revision 0. So if you want to do a Revision 0 run, then you can emulate what I did here and use Revision 0, no problem. I have nothing against you doing that. I just wanted to do some Wishender things because I have not used Wishender in a long time. It hits like a truck, and by the way, I haven't got the overcharge buff. The Surge is Arc Surge, right? Well, I'm on a solo subclass because I'm on Song of Flame, so I don't get the overcharge buff for Wishender. So Wishender can actually do more damage than what I'm doing with it here. You can get Kinetic Surge for it. Basically. So that says a lot about Wishender, because the barrier weapons this season are what? Peace and sidearms? What did I tell people about that peace and sidearms rubbish? I told you that it'd be rubbish. It's rubbish for GMs like this. Like, are you going to put a sidearm on and start sidearming ads like this back here? No, you're not. You want some long-range engagement going on. That's why I've started seeing people use Revision Zero already. Revision Zero is going to be a meta this season because it's intrinsic barrier and it hits so good. S++, it's probably the best barrier weapon in the game now. I know you can get barrier rounds from a void weapon. I know all about it. I've been playing with it, haven't I? Last 2 weeks or so. So that isn't the answer though, by you saying, well, you can get barrier from void weapons. No, that's not the answer. They should have done barrier pulse rifle. They should have done barrier hand cannon or something like that, and they didn't. So now we're having to be more niche on exactly how we stun barriers. You know, I don't want the challenge to be about loadouts. I want the challenge to be about the content that we do. Now, I don't have super here, and I've got a Zealous Bane. Banes of a VIP target are 35% tankier than their normal counterpart. I have gotten bad luck here. If that happens to you, then you come back here, you melt your Shrieker. Now, I didn't have a Song of Flame, to be fair, and if I did, I would have killed the VIP, but that's fine, because I can use it on the unstops. And we basically end up killing the VIP. That just shows how good Transcendence was for me there. Because I got Facet of Dominance on and I'll debuff that VIP. In combination with Retrofit. Combining that with the Volatile Marksman, I'm melting. Right, unstops are interested in me, which is perfect. I want them to be interested in me because it means I don't have to chase them. We're using Getaway Artist. Because Getaway Artist has now power crept Prismatic Warlock again. See, there's a bit of to and fro between what it was. When Fire Shape launched, Getaway Artist was the best. Then Rhymecoat Rhymant came out, and Rhymecoat Rhymant was the best. Now, it's kind of it's kind of a balance between the two now, and exactly is better. Because it's free DR. Getaway Artist is free Amplified buff at all times. And Amplified is that good now that you really want to have that in your build kit. That's why Getaway Artist is now like king. Although Rhymecoat Rhymant's really good, but you've got to build more into Rhymecoat. Maybe use Icebreaker, for example, with Rhymecoat. Rhymecoat's more of a specialist build now. Rather than it being like a generic loadout where it was last season, it's now become into a niche speciality build, and Getaway Artist has now become the standardized loadout that you should use on Prismatic Warlock. I hope that makes sense because of the amplified buff. Cap point is really easy. You just keep popping your nade and doing rifts, and that's what you do with your Devour Kill chaining. Now I'm bringing the relics. I was wanting to DPS the champ with a relic, but it despawns. That was a shame. Alright, come to this location, get a stasis turret down. And you're going to stun that unstop. He's the first priority, look. Get some strand stuff going on there, and we're using a bit of retrofit. We nearly one cycle in, we're just about due. And we'll just get rid of that unstop. Now, I didn't use Radiant in this, because I forgot to equip it. I had Facet of Ruin on instead. But I'm going to tell you that because of the Radiant nerf, it really doesn't matter if you have Radiant on or not. I mean, I forgot I had it on and I done just fine. So what does that tell you? But I had Facet of Dominance on, and that adds a debuff via my Transcendence, because the Transcendence is a void nade. But Facet of Ruin works with Song of Flame, and it works with your Stasis Turret and the Transcendence nade. It works with 3 areas of your gameplay. So Facet of Ruin's a big one. I think you should actually have it on. Maybe screw the Radiant. You don't need Radiant. If you're really low level, you need the Radiant, but I didn't even need it. I didn't need the damage. And it's not because of my light level. It's not exactly like I'm over leveled. This is a minus 27 GM delta. I'm not over level for this GM. GM's a 2060. So with proper Transcendence here, 25% champion spawning. We're doing a Devour Kill chain. We still have Devour left. We're going to get a Void nade over there. And hopefully get a stun on the unstop. He's coming now. Right, we look at our nade energy. Bottom left. Boom. We get that. Look at Facet of Ruin, what it's doing for us. We pop a Song of Flame. That melts the unstop. Barrier has TP'd behind me on my back. Thank you, Barrier Champ. That's very kind of you. And we just melt in with the LMG, because remember, when you've got Song of Flame, you've got barrier rounds. So make sure that you unequip Overload LMG. This will allow your machine gun to have barrier rounds while you're in Song of Flame. Also, if you get crits with a Void LMG, it will become a barrier weapon as well. I'm sure that we should all know this by now. It only takes 3-4 crits and you get barrier rounds in your Void weapon. Alright? That's just how that is. So now we're going to pop a Transcendence and get control. Well, this is a control build. That's why I went with Getaway Artist. Because I was like, you know what? I really want to speed up the Ghost section. And I was on Arc Warlock and I was like, you know, Arc Warlock's really cool and all, but I was like, I want to go freaking Prismatic, because Prismatic's just a better overall build for people to copy and control. Look at how well we're doing with the control. Arc Warlock's fantastic. I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm just saying, like, on a control basis, nothing beats a Stasis Turret. Nothing beats Arc Soul. You know, it really doesn't. So, you know, you can do Arc Warlock. SO done Arc Warlock. There's a few Arc Warlock runs out there, so I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying that I'm recommending to people, maybe go Prismatic for this one, because it is Mars Battleground, and it can become tedious at times getting to the boss. The boss is amazing, but getting up to the boss, you feel a little tired. You know, I feel a little lethargic at times with it. You can. It's cool to play Mars Battleground, but once you start replaying it 3 or 4 times, you're like, I want a different GM. The cap and the points is annoying me. Because, see, what the problem with the cap and the points is that it's infinite adds. And it just doesn't work for a solo perspective. So if you can exploit it, you exploit it, because you're here all day capping plates. So your solo GM might turn from 30 minutes to 50 minutes because you haven't done the cheese. So I recommend do the exploit, because why? Why not exploit it? It takes too long. It's going to take too long. I can do a no exploit run if you really want me to, but the run will probably be about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So I ask you, the viewer, what do you think is really better? A no cheese run that's 45 minutes, or an optimized run that's between 25 to 30 minutes? Let me know. Because I think an optimized run 25 to 30 is easy viewing for you, the viewer. I can do a no cheese run. It's no problem. It's just a pain. It's just a long time. You've got to do all sorts of... Capping the plates takes ages. It takes a long time, trust. It really does. It adds a lot of time. Extra 15 minutes just to cap all the plates legit. Now, I pop a super here because we need to. We had a Hypernova there, which was not good for me, but we worked through it. We've got a barrier left, which this is my secondary, this is my plan B zone. Every time I want to do plan B, this is where I come look at where we are. So I need to control this room a little bit. Those knights are doing too much damage to me. I've got 2 VIP targets, specifically a Yellow Bar Ultra Knight and a Barrier Champ. The Barrier Champ's being a nuisance. He's hiding in the doorway. He doesn't want to talk to me. That is annoying me right now. I'm really annoyed with him. So I'm just going to do ad clear until he sorts himself out. I think he was frozen in the door. But look at where I'm standing and where it's and how good it is. I mean, I'm getting hit quite hard. I agree with you, but you know, look, now I've got a good opportunity to get that stun with Wishender. That's why Wishender's so good for things like this, where you just want to get a one-shot stun on a barrier. That's why I ran Wishender. Well, I was wanting to run Revision 0, but I've seen some other runs where they did use Revision 0. And there's a little secret code for YouTube content creators where we don't like to copy each other too much. If you know, you know. If you don't know what I'm on about, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, I don't like to emulate someone's run word for word, loadout for loadout, for example. I wouldn't like to do that. I don't like that. So yeah, that's why, you know, Revision 0 runs have already been done this week. So I was like, all right, what else is there to run? Well, the most similar weapon to Revision 0 is Wishender. But if you want to run this build exactly how I did, you can run Revision 0 and it'll do the same thing, if not better, because of the sniper mode. But I will be honest, you don't really need it as long as you got Retrofit on, because Retrofit is going to do all your DPS to the boss. It's going to do incredible DPS for you at the boss. Right, so past the lasers, do not get 1KO'd by them. Do not wait around at this section. there is an ad wave, and you can beat the ad wave, but you need to hurry up. Get your threat detection removed, right? So it resets, then run. Because ads do spawn here. I was thinking to myself the other day, why is ads not spawning? Because there you go, look, there's the spawn. So if you don't run quick, you don't beat the ad wave, and they might kill you as you run past them. If that happens, pop a turret for free damage resist with amplified. That's what you should do then, and then you'll run through a little quicker. That's probably what I could have done there, but I was like, why is there no ads? So they do spawn. It's just I was beating their time. Now there's a little skip on a pipe. I didn't bother doing it. It's a waste of time doing it or not. Like, it doesn't matter. It's a 15-second time save. I have actually lost time telling you about it because it took me more than 15 seconds to tell you about a 15-second time skip. Have a think about that for a minute. That'll warp your brain. Get a turret up, and we are going to start dealing with these Arc Knights. Now, pay close attention when I pop and consume my grenade. Right, this is a weird, nuanced thing, but I want to explain it because it's not something I've noticed until recently. As you consume your Getaway Artist Arc Grenade, if you aim your camera up, your stasis turret will fling out further than what it normally would. So you can place that stasis turret better. And if you jump while you do it, the stasis turret will fling out even further. What I'm explaining is that you can control the velocity of your stasis turret on Getaway Artist if you move your camera in an upwards direction as you consume your arc grenade, or if you're running, it goes with momentum. Alright, I just thought I would explain that little extra thing, because it is annoying sometimes when the stasis turret doesn't go where you want it to with Getaway Artist. So this is where we stand, look, easy. I'm going to pop a super as well, look, here we go. By the way, you can waste all heavy and all special. You don't need any ammo, because you're going to get an ammo pack. So look at this, look at the amount of damage we're doing with Song of Flame and LMG. Remember, we've got barrier rounds. You need to take Overload LMG off. Remember that. Also, the fusion was extremely good in this. Lead from Gold demo, which, as a perk roll on a fusion, you're going to say, well, that's not that special. And I would say, yeah, it's not that special, but the damn frame, iterative loop, will be better than plug one any day of its life. Right? The usability of iterative loop against unstoppable champions is just that good. It's unbelievable. With particle reconstruction, okay, you don't need to have a fusion with a damage bonus on it. You know, it doesn't have to be, because iterative loop doesn't have control burst. But if it did, I can tell you that it's probably the best fusion in the game. Legendary fusion. Because its charge time is so quick. Iterative loop, the Neomuna Arc fusion, is so good. Anytime you need an Arc special fusion on, you use this one. Because it's a good frame. Plug one would wish that it's as good as iterative loop. It's nowhere near as good. Look, listen. Plug one is a PvP fusion. It is not a PvE fusion. Watch Aegis. Aegis has went over the archetypes. The archetypes for PvE, Aegis has told you what to run. Which I believe, I agree with probably about 98% of what he said. But not everything. There's some things. But do watch his archetype video, because it is something that you need to watch. And when he said about the fusions, okay, Aegis said it, rapid fire frames, they're the best PvE fusion frame. Forget about plug ones. Forget about precision frames. Forget about deliverance. Forget about these trash fusions. Rapid fire frame fusions are king in PvE. If you really, really want to be serious in PvE, please use the correct fusion, and that is a rapid fire frame fusion. It's as simple as that. It's not just me saying it. And also watch all the solo GMs, and you will see for the last week or two, anytime somebody uses a fusion, it's a rapid fire one. I have not seen one person use deliverance yet. So deliverance users, explain that to me. Explain why nobody's using deliverance on YouTube. If you think that weapon's that good, why is no one using it then? Because I've used it and it's good, but it's far too slow. They need to buff They need to buff the fusions properly. Maybe nerf rapid fire frame fusions and buff high impact fusions. Because right now, rapid fires are just too good to not use. It's really as simple as that. It really is. Right, this is our DPS extraordinaire. I don't recommend anything else. This is just too good to not do. If you do anything else other than this strat will just be slower. Unless it's Prismatic Titan, and you're going to do that. You know, where you kill the boss with your solar charges. So look, watch this damage. This isn't even Radiant. I didn't even have Radiant on. Look at the damage. Damage at the bottom. Why have I not popped Transcendence, I wonder? I guess because I'm saving it for when this is over, because this DPS is about to be over very soon. We're already halfway. So yeah, that's right. Don't show off and pop a super or Transcendence. Save all that stuff for this phase, because this is the hardest part of the GM. Well, it's the hardest part of the boss room, at least. The part after DPS. So I'm allowing myself to use so much ammo, then I'm stopped at 307. So you're allowed to use, I would say you're allowed to use 2 mags worth of retrofit. After the 2 mags, stop and just do some DPS, maybe with your primary. Okay? That's what you want to do, because you want to have super and you want to have Transcendence for emergencies. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to optimize the unstoppable phase. We want to kill Champ first with not a super. We want to try and not use our super, because the super's for the barrier champ. Because that damn barrier champ needs to be killed before Relic dunks. He has to be killed. So here's my strategy. Updated. Right, we're going to wait for the champ to settle in mid. There, he's settled, I can see him. We're going to jump to our right. Do not let the boss stomp you, because he'll probably kill you. Then you're going to run to the opposite side of the map like this. Here we go, nothing to see here. Jump over the ad's head, Super Mario jumps, there we go. Get a turret down and then pitch up here. Get this knight out of your life, use iterative loop. Right, here we go, get a stun with iterative loop. Look at the quick stun that it gets. So it's stunning quicker, right? Plug 1 would not have stunned that champ properly for me. I would have had to counter for it, for its charge time, for its horrendous charge time. But just look at how good that was there. That means I didn't even pop Transcendence, which I was going to if I needed to. So now, what's happened? I'm looking in mid. Hello, barrier champ, where are you? Oh, he's there. What? He has active camouflage. Now, when I'm watching it back, I can see him. But on the run, I could not see him. This was like Metal Gear Solid. He had that, that camouflage that he sort of blended into the pillars. Because I'm running around like, where's the champ? Because I need the super to be popped as I see the champ, just to confirm kill on him, right? So now what I'm going to do is just a little bit of ad clear and let the room settle, because the champ needs to show himself, which he's going to show himself in a minute. Left hand side is a good place to stand. I've got a Zealous Bane, which I was kind of nervous about. In actual fact, I think Zealous Banes are the hardest Banes, because when you kill him, any ads around a Bane will also become a Zealous Bane. Did you know that? They actually get the traits. Now look at that melt with Song of Flame. That's why I wanted to do Song of Flame on that barrier, see? That's exactly why we run Song of Flame. Exactly Exhibit A why we do it. But yeah, Zealous Banes are the hardest in close proximity. With a Hypernova, you just melt them down. But with a Zealous, you can melt them down and still be punished. Zealous Banes are really... They send a debuff aura to all the other ads, and they're super aggressive on you. So look, I'm worried a little bit about this Zealous because he's annoying me. But we do end up getting them. See, look, there's a debuff, and then they become a Zealous Bane, and then they'll chase you down. So yeah, just be careful on them Zealous Banes. So look at where we're standing. This is really good. The boss cannot... Well, he can kill you here. Just do not allow that boss to come around that corner. It's your position, and you need to be in that cubby, right in that corner. Get yourself comfortable in that corner. Don't push up too far, because then he'll walk around and use his axe. Yep, he's got an axe. That's what he uses as his movement, as his damage tool. So now we need to get control of the room. these wizards are annoying in this room a little bit. Although I love this boss room because the amount of cover that you get means that you've got something to work with. Alright? Whereas some other Battleground GMs, you haven't got a lot of cover to work with. This one you've got a lot of cover to work with, which in a boss room, if Bungie gives us cover, it's always a better play because this allows for more strategy. What they need to start doing with their new GMs and any new strikes is always allow a place to stand, but to compensate for the place to stand, they throw champs at you and they add dense room. That will then justify them giving you cover. Do you get it? Rather than you having no cover at all and then you're messing around. Like Proving Grounds, no cover at all, you're messing around map rotation. Which I'm starting to get a little tired of, like map rotating on GM maps. Glassware is the prime model of the best final boss room ever made as a GM map in Destiny 2. It's between that one and Lightblade, because Lightblade's very good as well. Although that's map rotation, but it's map rotation in a different sense. What I'm saying is Battleground Mars gives you the cover, but it also is quite ad dense as well, isn't it? So that's how they've justified giving you cover. But what I don't like is when there's ad density and there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to pitch up, which is what I call pitch up, where you put your tent up. There's nowhere to put your tent up and camp. Right? There's nowhere to, get a base of operations and start to strategize how you're going to dissect the room. And that's what I ultimately like. I don't like it where every GM map's the same, where it's map rotation, limited cover, you need to add clear build on. That then also streamlines the meta to certain builds. That is one reason why Song of Flame's best super in the game. Simply because of how dense it's getting and how you can kill champs when there's ads up and stay alive and use your weapons. It's the only super in the game that you can use weapons while you're in your super. But you can also use it as a super. So it's a dual-wielded super. You know what I'm saying? So as far as a barrier-breaking super, it's definitely the best in the game. Solo-wise. At least solo-wise. Team-wise, Fire Team's a completely different game. It's not the same game as Solo Destiny 2 and Fire Team Gameplay D2 are two different games. They really are two different games. If you don't believe me and you've never soloed, because I know some of you have never soloed and you do watch. If you don't believe that statement, go and have a go at soloing and then come back to me. If it's your first time ever. And then you can explain yourself and then you can tell me, is D2 really the same if it's Fire Team or solo? Because it isn't. They actually have independent metas as well. That's important to know. It's not just one meta. No. There's solo meta and there's Fire Team meta. There's two different meta skills. Now, where does Duncan batteries with Devour? We're getting lucky, but we are getting hit quite hard as well. What I will tell you is, Concussive Dampener and Arc Resist is saving my life. Now, I had one Arc Resist on. I should have done two, I think. Because Solar Threat is on, but nothing in this room does solar apart from Acolytes. But those solar nades can be easily avoided. So I recommend probably double Arc Resist to save yourself against Boomer Knights. Boomer Knights will kill you in this, and Wizards will. So what do you want to do? You want to resist against the hardest thing, which are Knights and Wizards. Concussive Dampener saves against both of them. AoE. This game is full of AoE, so you always want to have Concussive Dampener on. There's only one reason to ever not run it, and that's on a Prismatic Titan to run melee resist. But even then, I just run concussive anyways on a Prismatic Titan. I get away with it just fine. Never ever use melee resist. I have used it, I've tested it. That's why I don't use it, because I've tested it and come to the conclusion that I don't need it for me. I don't need it. It's just not a requirement. Concussive just does too much for us. It's the best resistance in the game. So you just use the best resistance. Why not? We're solo. GM, you're not meant to solo these, apparently. Bungie says you're not meant to solo them, but people do. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't like it when they say that. People aren't meant to solo these. They know people solo it. They've said multiple times, go and watch your favourite creator. Who's going to solo it first? I've seen them, what they've said. They know fine well that you can solo them. They're just trolling you when they say that GMs aren't meant to be soloed. Of course they are. You can load in solo. If they weren't meant to be soloed, they wouldn't let you load in solo, would they? Honestly, their ideology sometimes is off the charts. Here we go, we are done. I love this because of retrofit damage. Let's look at the damage. Let's see Paul Allen's machine gun. Proper Transcendence, debuff. I haven't got Radiant on, remember, but again, I didn't really need it for the run. But imagine if I had 20% extra to this. Look at the damage. Really good. We're gonna pop a Song of Flame as well in a minute. We'll see if we can kill him in 250 bullets. We get a debuff as well, so we've now got Radiant and debuff. Here we go. The damage. Look at this. It's just too good not to do this. I love this because of how much ammo, because of how much damage you can get with retrofit on this. But yeah, that was a solo GM on this. That simplifies the GM. I definitely recommend Prismatic in this, especially Song of Flame. I know you don't get it as much as Stormcaller. Stormcaller is very good in the game now, by the way. I'm not saying it isn't. But for when you want to strategize supers on barriers and stuff like that, Song of Flame is the better choice for people. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.